Today, our champion, Craig Holbrook of East Bridgewater, Massachusetts, faces the challenge of Rosario Lechiara of Webster, Massachusetts, on Candlepin bowling. Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to Candlepin Bowling. I'm Don Gillis, and I'm glad you could join us here at the Fairway in Natick, Massachusetts, for 3 strings of Candlepin Bowling. Total pinfall determining our winner. Each of our bowlers takes home a permanent souvenir that's provided by the Ace Trophy Company of Boston. They also take home some money because we have guaranteed prize money of $1,200. $700 goes to the winner, $350 goes to the runner-up, $50 available to the winner of each string, and of course, if they tie, they split that at $25 apiece. There's an extra 100 for a 400 series, 3 marks in a row, several other ways our bowlers can make some money. Most of you already know about that, but I'll remind you again as the program goes along. And this, of course, is the $50 gift certificate from True Value Hardware Stores and Home Centers. That goes to our marksman of the day, the bowler with the most marks. All right, let's talk to today's bowler, shall we? Rosario, right here, where they can get a good look at you. You know, how many people still talk about that December day in 1967 when you came on our show for the first time and immediately tied Tony Baldinelli's record in the first string, then had a mark in every single box for a 177 and a 468. What a day, huh?
Yeah, I was on a kid, too, you know.
I know, you were... Well, you're still a kid, at heart anyway. And you held that record for 20 years or so, huh? Right, and Dick O'Connell and Tommy Oster are the only 2 people, well, one tied it and one beat it. Dick O'Connell tied it and Tommy beat it. Some good bowlers. What a day. I'll tell you, that's a thrill of a lifetime, I'm sure. Craig, I think that you probably will remember best your thrill of a lifetime was being on the World Championship team this year, huh?
Yes, right. Came back from Canada as a world champion. It's a great feeling.
Speaking of Tommy Olsta and company and so on.
Right, he was on my team. We went swimming in the pools at night together, and we had a great time.
Well, I suppose that there was a time when you were starting out when you never dreamed that you'd be in a situation like that, huh?
Oh, no, never.
And also, you're hoping this week that you don't run into any single pins or wood in front of it that might be roadblocks.
No. I'll take a single piece of wood, not more than one.
All right. Okay, good luck to you, and good luck to you, Rosie. And we'll get underway right after this.
Candlepin Bowling is sponsored in part by True Value Hardware, your store of first choice.
Rosario Lechiara, Webster, Massachusetts, on for his 43rd time. Right now, Rosario has a league average of 122. Rosario waiting for a piece of wood to settle down, and now fires, and he has it. So he opens with a spare. Five is the fill, and he's left with a 4 horseman right side and the 7-pin with a piece of what should be favorable wood in front of it. He just missed the head pin, and of course that was the pin which he wanted to kick over into the wood to get the 7. So he still has 1 and 7 there. It's a 9. Now Craig Holbrook. Craig with a league average of 129. A high single of 196, a high triple of 472, and a 715 in his rollout. Last week won his championships by defeating our previous champion, another left-hander, Bob Kelly. And he has a mark to begin. Little punch out, half Worcester, left side, 2. The 2 and 8. There are still 3 pins. The 4, the 6, and the 10. a 9. Now our challenger, Rosario Lechiara. Rosario's high single elsewhere than on this program, 198, and his high triple of 487. He had a 678 in winning his roll-off. Three and 6, yes. And another spare. Rosario representing the Mohegan Bolodrome in Webster. That's a name familiar, I'm sure, because of the many appearances of Stacia Zernicke and her sons, as they also roll out of that same house. 9 drop. He has it. So, 3 spares in the first 4 boxes. Now Craig Holbrook. Craig is representing the Situate Bowlaway. Craig is married, works as a merchandiser for Coca-Cola. And he has a single. It's a 6-pin with wood to the left of it and wood behind it. Made it. So they have matched spares in the first, 9 in the second, spares in the third. Now let's see what Craig can do in the 4th box, where Rosario already has a spare. Seven is the fill, and he's working on one of those triangles that we've learned can be tricky. This is the 3, 5, 6. He got it. So they have matched boxes, not fills, but boxes they have matched. And each has a bonus ball to throw as we come back again, and the score will be Lechiara 53 and Holbrook. Our challenger, Rosario Lechiara, with 2 marks in a row, rolling in the 5th box now. Got a break as the 5 went down. Otherwise, he would have had 5, 6 side by side, along with 9 and 10. Now it is 6, 9, and 10. A couple of pieces of wood off to the left. For another spare, he made it. $50 in bonus money for Rosario Lechiara. Missed the head pin and got 5. Now he's looking at the 1, 3, 4, 6, and 9, or if you prefer, the 7 alone over on the, excuse me, it's a 7, not the 6, not the 4. Good try. Got everything on the right and didn't get the 7 pin. So the bonus streak ended after 3. Now let's see if Craig Holbrook, our defending champion, can also get some bonus money. He has 2 marks in a row. Five is the fill. He has the 7 pin over on the left with some wood in front of it. And over here he has 4 pins. Down goes the 3, so he got everything on the right. Waiting for wood to settle down, and while he does, I'll remind you that our true value leaders, that is for our championship show, which will be the last week in August. Gary Carrington is top seed with his 435, Steve Reno with a 433, then Don Santiago a 425, Paul Berger a 421, Bob Kelly with a 409. Everything down except the kingpin. And he made it. So the same number of spares, but not in the same order, and because Rosario put 3 together, he has $50 in bonus money. Strike! And that's the kind of strike that we call a hammer, one that is explosive. Bang! They're down just like that. Since receiving some mail from some of you who are not too happy with the term hammer, I have again checked with a number of the bowlers who are current bowlers, and they agree that it's a term that's used by all the bowlers nowadays for an explosive strike, and has been for the last couple of years or so. And as I told you last week, it's not a term that we ever used previously, but because today's bowlers use it, we use it too. Working on a spare. Just 4. 4 and 7 alone over on the left. Over here, 3, 6, 9, and 10, and he got them all. Oh, that's worth another look. Yes, look at the way he made that one. He even shook his head himself as he was coming back. Seven, with the 2, 4, and 7 to convert for another one. Missed the 2, and it cost him. He leaves it again. Now the final 2 in the first string for today's challenger, Rosario Lechiara. One of the great things about that appearance, his very first on our program, and how explosive it was, and it being a live show and all, and rolling the 468, it led to a long string of victories for him. Let's see, I'm going back in the record here. Well, I'll do that. He's waiting for a piece of wood to settle down. It's still rolling. Made it. Rosario had 8 consecutive victories after that first one before he finally lost in the 9th week to Dick Smuss. Those were live shows in those days, and he was on from the 2nd of December of '67 until he finally lost on the 27th of January of 1968. Just 5. Came back. It was a backdoor spare. He's shaking his head as much as to say, I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that. I missed it. I shouldn't have gotten it. So he has a bonus of how many? Eight more. Had to wait before pressing the button. And it's a fine 146. Our defending champion at 103 going into the final 2. Two, 3, 6, and 10. 2 pins still there. $113. And opposite 18 pins in the next. Too full on the head pin. Almost a spread eagle. It's the 2, 4, 7 on the left. And it was the 3, 6, and 9, and he got everything except the 3. Made it to trail by 23 at the end of the first string. 146 to 123. Champion leads it off. Here's Craig Holbrook. That one got away as he dropped it too soon, and it went to the left. Came back and got everything except the 3-pin. A 10. One more reminder that the Massachusetts Bowling Association's all-new 1990 100% handicap state Candlepin tournament is already underway, but entries are still being accepted. This was about the last week that they will be. Tree to work on the right-hand side for Craig. Piece of wood in front was a roadblock, and he could not get at those 3. And when the piece of wood was out of the way, bango, down they went for a 10. That tournament is going to continue statewide for 8 weekends, concluding May 19th, and all the winners will be invited to the annual awards night dinner on June 7th. And Rosario Lechiara is left with the 2, 4, and 7 to pick up. For a spare, oh, too full on the 2. A 9 box. I've been told by Bill Bolton, the managing director of the MBA, that that 100% handicap tournament has thousands of entries have been received by the 43 host centers. So join it while you still can. Get in it. Eight and 10 are the 2 pins standing with 4 pieces of wood out front. Got the 8, but not the 10. The youth events, nearly 2,000 entries, will be held again this year at Timber Lanes in Abington. Boys and girls from the midget class through high school compete in singles, doubles, and team events. And as you know, the Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill host the open events. 5 of the 7 open events will be decided right here on Channel 5. Craig Holbrook, our defending champion. All down except the 6-pin. Last week, he must have had 3, maybe 3 anyway, and I think it was more than that. It might have been 5 spare leaves that he was unable to convert because of a piece of wood or pieces of wood that acted as roadblocks, and has happened twice this week. After a while, you start thinking maybe you're snake bitten. One pin to pick up to make it 4 consecutive 10s. Got it. 4 consecutive 10s. I'm always fascinated when I see a string of 10s, thinking back to the game that used to be popular, in the earlier days of Candlepin bowling, where guys used to try to get a perfect, what they would call it a perfect 100, 10 consecutive 10s. And that means, of course, boys and girls, no strikes, no spares, just 10s. Rosario has a chance now for the first mark of the middle string, as he has a single pin, the 9-pin. However, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of wood in front of it. Will they be roadblocks or will he get it? He got it. Now we take a break again, as we do after 4 boxes in the first and 4 boxes in the middle string, to take a check on the scoreboard. With the bonus ball still to be thrown by Rosario Lechiara, it is now Craig Holbrook 40, Rosario Lechiara 39. Our defending champion, Craig Holbrook, on the line for the 5th and 6th boxes. He has 4 consecutive 10s here in the middle string. Gets a thin hit, leaves the 4 horsemen right side and the 9-pin, and over on the left, the 4 and the 7. And everything went down but 1, the 6-pin. For another 10? Yes. Yes, 5 consecutive 10s. But he's not trying for 10s. He wants some smudges up on the board. Five and 7. Piece of wood to the right and slightly in back of the 5-pin. Good effort. The ball is rolling to the left, and it went right up against the 7-pin, and it's staying there. Now it's rolling away, and Ralph Stewart, our live line judge and referee, is down there and takes care of it. And he gets a hand. He has 6 consecutive 10s. Our challenger, Rosario Lechiara, who led by 23 pins coming into this middle string, is working on a spare. Here's the fill. It is 6. 7-pin alone. Over on the right, 3, 6, and 10. 1 piece of wood to the left of. He caught that piece of wood, but it went laterally against the sidewall, and the 7 is still standing. Ten. He's added 5 pins to that 23-pin lead. Half Worcester left side. Diamond right still standing. A 9. We've already mentioned Ralph Stewart, our live line judge and referee. Al Giglio is keeping score on the electronic scoreboard. Keith Williams on the big board for the gallery here. Don Riley, of course, is our statistician and coordinator. Phil Ruberin is our producer and director. Craig Holbrook is faced with a triangle over on the left-hand side made up of the 4, 7, and 8. And he made it. After 6 consecutive 10s. And the fill is going to be 8. And the 2 pins still standing are the 8 and the 10. While I have a minute, today's crew is Steve Colvin, Dick Erickson, Roger Rice, and Skip Peabody. He did not get it. The 8 pin is still standing. And back in videotape for post-production, George Ellard and Doug DeVitt. Four horsemen right side and the 8 pin. That's what Rosario is looking at. That's what makes that leave so tough to make. 4 horsemen, and if you have an inside pin, 8 or 9 instead of the corner pins. So he got the 4 horsemen, but did not get that inboard pin. There's my old Navy talk coming back again, inboard. Three, 5, and 6. That's the triangle he's looking at. No wood. Got just one, the 6. It's a 9. Once again, Rosario is faced with the triangle, and it's the same one. It's the 3, 5, 6. He got just the 6 the last time. This time he gets just the 5. A 9. Bill Bolton, the managing director of the NBA, wants me to notify all you folks who live down in the Rhode Island area that Candlepin Bowling has arrived in Middleton. Ryan Family Amusement has recently installed 8 Candlepin lanes there. Rosario will be facing the 10 pin. That's what he needs for a spare, and he wants some wood to get out of the way so he can get a clean shot at it. Looks like he can get at it. He's got 2 pieces of wood on an angle, coming out about where, you know, the 1, 3, and 6 would be. But I think he can get it. He did. He has duplicated the spare that Craig Holbrook had in the 10th. Craig's fill was 6. Let's see now what Rosario can get. The bonus. He gets 10. And the score after 2 right now is a 20-pin lead for Rosario Lechiara, 257-237. Our challenger in the lead by 20 pins, Rosario Lechiara. 7 and 10 are standing, and there are 3 pieces of wood. Make it 4 in the middle. And made it. Chose to go to the right and made it. Seven the pill. Three, 4, 6. Got the 3, 6. 4 is still there. A slow motion strike for Craig Holbrook. The 7 started to go down, then it straightened, the 10 rather, and then it straightened up, and then finally did topple over. First gets him just 4. Now he comes back and gets 9, but leaves the 5 pin. Three, 6, 10 on the right, 4, 7 on the left with wood in front of it. That's what Rosario is looking at. He gets the right side. Nine. One, 7, and 10. If he wants to practice for the high-low jackpot, which is worth $100 at the end of the program, here is a chance. Got the 1, 7, and 10 still there. It's an 8 box. And now Craig Holbrook, our defending champion, comes up. Trailing by 18 at the moment in the match. He has the same leave that Rosario had. 3, 6, 10 on the right, 4, 7 on the left with wood in front of the... And did the same thing, got everything on the right, but left the 4, 7. And makes it for a 10. A strike. The winner of today's match will be challenged by Jeff Atkins, who is a champion of our True Value Championship last year, the $10,000 first prize winner. Thin hit For Rosario, he has all 4 across the back, the 7, 8, 9, 10, and in addition, he has the 3 and 5 out front. Still has the 3 and 5 plus 7 and 8. A 10. One, 2, 4, 5, 9, and wood in front of the 9. Made it! Spare in the 6th. Now Craig Holbrook, working on a strike. First ball gets him 7 and leaves him 1, 3, and 6. Got 2 of them, but the 6 pin's still up. Now for a 10. He has cut the lead, as you can see, to 6. He's opposite a spare by his challenger. Now that is a hammer. Four is the fill for Rosario. Has 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. Or if you want, it's a diamond on the right side plus the 4 and 7. Got half of the diamond. So the 3 and 6 are still there, and the 4 and 7. No wood. It's a 7. Right back with a hammer of his own. For Craig Holbrook, the first ball gets him 9, and he has the single pin to pick up with wood in front of it. This time he was not robbed by having a piece of wood that acted as a roadblock. And that tied it right there. 0, the lead. And he takes the lead right now because of, obviously, he has a strike opposite a 7 box. It'll see how much it'll be. 8 more. So it's up by 11. And he has the 9 and the 10. 2 pieces of wood. He's looking this one over so carefully. They're side by side, 9 and 10. Can he do it? Yes! He did it! He did it! A beautiful shot, and it's worth $50 in bonus money for 3 marks in a row. But an absolutely beautiful shot to make the side-by-side 9 and 10. Now Rosario Lechiara, today's challenger, has a strike up on the board. Here's the first bonus ball. 1, 3, 4, 7, and 9. Or if you want 1, 3, 9, 4, 7. 9 is the fill. It's a 10. 104. No wood to help. He'll be looking at 1, 3, 6 on the right, 4, 7 on the left. Now the forward 7. $113. He has it. Craig Holbrook has done it with that. Now he's up to 135 with 4 marks in a row and another $50 in bonus money. And he comes back with a yes, a strike. 155 plus. $162. And yes, 165. And another $50 in bonus money. What a big finish for Craig Holbrook. And the final score, another $100 in bonus money for going over 400. Craig Holbrook, 402 to Rosario Lechiara's 370. That's the total for 350. And as you know, that means that 10 either side will also win that 350. And if we do have a winner, we'll be emptying this thing right out. But even if it's nowhere near that, that person will be rewarded with these prizes.
A British Sterling gift set for the man who's not just a friend. The cologne that's not just a fragrance. Give him British Sterling and make him a legend in his own time. And Schaefer's ballpoint and pencil set in exciting fashion colors. These fine writing instruments come gift boxed, are engravable, backed with Schaefer's lifetime guarantee and made in the USA. And the Jerry Redding gift set. Conair and Jerry Redding products bring you the finest in hair care today. Jerry Redding Mousse and Milk and Honey shampoo, plus Conair professional hair styling brushes.
All right, let's see if we have a winner. 772 is the magic number. And this one comes from Swansea, Massachusetts, Deborah Lane, and the name is Pat Vanderheck. And the guess is 738, so next week it's going to be worth $400. Craig, you get first try at our high-low jackpot. It's now worth $100. Nope. Rosario. Take a shot.
That's it on the line. I'm going to hit the head of pin. This one I hit.
No. Okay, Rosie. Here you get the smaller trophy from the Ace Trophy Company. And let's see, $350 plus $100 in bonus money.
I take it. Better than nothing.
That's right. And Craig, You get $700 plus the $50 gift certificate from True Value, and if I'm not mistaken, $400 in bonus money.
Wow, that's great.
And another reward for you. We're going to give you our current True Value champion as a challenger, Jeff Atkins, next week.
Yeah, okay. Thanks a lot.
Don Gillis and the whole crew, thanks to these guys for a good show. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.